Joshua Million will spend the rest of his life in prison under a plea agreement approved Thursday afternoon in Common Pleas Judge Gary Yost's courtroom. Million pleaded guilty under an Alfred plea to aggravated murder, and rape with the specifications allowing for the death penalty removed. Under an Alfred plea, the defendant does not specifically admit guilt, but agrees the overwhelming evidence would probably lead to conviction. Yost said that while Million may appeal, his chances of success are diminished. Million has no hope of parole. Million was accused of the rape and brutal beating death of 4-year-old Melanie Powell, the daughter of his girlfriend, in their East Main Road Conneaut home on February 6th, while Melanie's mother was at work. Dozens of friends and family members wore pink t-shirts with "Love for Laney" on them at the hearing, crying when Melanie's injuries were detailed and when Melanie's maternal grandmother, Melissa Williams, spoke. After the proceedings, County Prosecutor Nick Irochi talked to reporters.
The case moved with lightning speed. Yeah, we're pleased with the plea agreement. We're pleased that Mr. Million and his attorneys recognized that the evidence was overwhelming, and with that recognition, decided to try to work something out quickly. We're pleased that there's no need for a trial that would prolong what we would expect to be a very traumatic trial for Laney's family. So, with all that said, we're going to move on.
Has it ever been determined how the fatal blows were struck? Or?
No.
Okay.
No, it hasn't. I read the coroner's report in the courtroom, and I don't think the causes, we don't know what was used, how it was done. We know what the coroner's report said, which is blunt force trauma to the head, to the torso, severe injuries to this poor little girl's body. The 4 photographs are just horrifying. With that, I can only say that as a prosecutor, it's good that we don't have to present those at a trial.
Yost would not permit Suite 224 to video record the hearing, and then ordered out of the courtroom William West, who was the pool recorder, stating West was not permitted to record with more than one camera. Yost ordered the media to surrender cell phones prior to the proceedings. But the words were compelling. Yost spent 45 minutes reviewing Million's rights with him, after which Million each time replied, "Yes, sir." Irochi, who prepared the case with Chief Prosecutor Harold Speck Jr., said evidence would show Melanie's mother, Lacey, and Million drove to a credit union on February 6th, where security cameras showed Melanie in the back seat, happy with a sucker. Million took Lacey to work at Continental Structural Plastics and was supposed to take the child to Williams's house. Irochi said instead, Million took the child home. He said there were numerous text messages from Lacey about taking the child to her grandmother's home. When Million picked up Lacey from work, the child was in the car seat with her head tilted back to the right. Irochi said she appeared to be sleeping, but when Lacey Powell got the child home, she says she saw dark spots on the girl's back and neck and bruising on her stomach and face. Lacey told Million she was taking the child to the hospital and she was calling police. Million reportedly said he would stay there and wait for them. Irochi said the coroner's report stated the girl had severe skull fracture and rectal and vaginal bleeding. There were numerous contusions and abrasions and blunt impact to her torso and extremities. She was taken to Rainbow and Babies Children's Hospital in Cleveland, where she died at 9:32 a.m. the next day. Irochi said Million had exclusive control of the child. Irochi said Million admitted several times No one else had access to the child during the time. Williams, speaking as Melanie, said to the court, "Why did you do this to me? I am just a little girl. Why did you do this to me and yourself?" She added, "Why would you make this choice? It's too much for me to understand." Irochi said it was a tragedy for Melanie's family, Million's family, and the community. Before sentencing, Million said he decided to take the plea agreement for his family, adding, "I would like to apologize from the bottom of my heart." His mother, Robin, stayed outside the courtroom, sobbing, but ran after Million when he was escorted out by police officers and down the hall. According to a victim's advocate, Melanie's family would have no comment. Representing Million were Marie Lane and Gregory Myers.